What's up guys, welcome back to If Chronicles. In this video I'm going to show you my plan, exactly how I am planning to reach $50,000 in crypto airdrop. And let me tell you, this is completely realistic. It is not a crazy amount because what we're going to be doing is farming all the top projects, and at the same time we're going to have 5 different MetaMask wallets. So let's say that I get the ZK Sync airdrop and I make like $2,000. Well, in the end, that's $10,000, and let's be honest, I think we should be able to get more than $2,000 just from ZK Sync. And there are many projects that we're going to be talking about today, so I'm going to be sharing some tips, some tricks on what we can do to not get banned from an airdrop and also have our cost per transaction pretty low. So the goal here is actually to have at least $500, so you can allocate $100 per wallet and you can just leave it there so you don't have to withdraw it and then move it to another wallet. That would be actually the best bet. If not, if you only have $100, hey, we have to work with whatever we have. So number one, if you have your funds, for example, on Binance, this is something that I have that question a lot. If you are removing those funds or withdrawing those funds, there is no way for a project to actually track that wallet. So basically, those funds are coming from Binance hot wallet. So in the end, you can withdraw as many times as you wish to 10, 100, 1,000 wallets, and there is no way for them to track that. Now, if you're sending your funds back to Binance, in that case, yes, you need to be creating another depositing address. I'm going to be linking the video somewhere up here so you can check it out on how you can create different depositing addresses. But if not, if you're just removing those funds from Binance, you're good to go. There's actually no way for them to track that. So here we have a wallet. I just created that wallet, brand new, just a few minutes ago. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna be removing some funds that I have on wallet, some ETH. I'm gonna do this. Let's go ahead and select the network. I usually go with Arbitrum just because it is super cheap. We also have Optimism and Binance Smart Chain. I'm gonna go with Arbitrum. And I have 0.057, which is around $100 worth of ETH. I'm gonna pause it a quick second so I can go ahead and do it. So now I just completed the transaction. So let's go ahead and double check if I received that on Arbitrum. So I'm gonna click add network since this is a brand new wallet. Let's go ahead and add, approve, switch to Arbitrum. There we go. So now I have my funds. So we're going to be playing with some projects. As I said, we're going to be primarily focusing on the main projects, on what I think we should be able to make the biggest amount of money. So number one, we have layer 0, and this is super simple to use. We're going to go to sushi.com and let's go ahead and enter app. Then we're going to be connecting our wallet. And just so you know, layer 0, they have a valuation of $3 billion. So it is pretty huge. What I like about the valuation is that once they come to the market, they create their token, they launch their token, probably we're going to have the same valuation or even higher. So in between that range, right? So that means the more money they're worth, the more money we can make as airdrop farmers. So here we are on Arbitrum. What we're gonna be doing is clicking on cross chain, because layer 0 is basically, it gives all these projects the option to be sending some funds to one blockchain to the other. Just so you know, my voice is kind of funny. That's because I'm a little bit sick, but still we're gonna be making the video. So let's go ahead and do Arbitrum. I'm gonna send those funds to, let's go ahead and do Optimism. I'm gonna click ETH. I want to receive also ETH on Optimism. I'm gonna do max. So always make sure that you're clicking on cross-chain swap. Let's go ahead and approve that. Let's go sign that. Swap ETH for ETH. That it took it. Let's see. Waiting for the confirmation. Okay, there you go. go ahead and do confirm. And there we go. So now they're actually using Target Finance to send those funds, which is another one that we can actually use. Target Finance is super cheap to use, but usually we only have the option to use tables on Target Finance. So basically, if you wanna be using more projects, you can use Sushi, then you can use Target Finance, and there are many other projects. But of course, since this is a video, I cannot be using all of them, of course. So there we go. Now we have the first transaction, which was $77. What I'm gonna do is come here. This is a brand new spreadsheet that I have exactly for that wallet. So I'm gonna do ID one, not farming sushi. We're gonna do sushi, chain, it was actually Arbitrum, and it is a DEX. Now let me go to transaction record. What is the date? 8/24/2023. Blockchain 2, even though it was Optimism, I'm gonna use layer 0 so it can start tracking it. It was 77, let's do 77.3. Something like that. And let me double check how much I spent. It says $82.12. Let me see how much I receive. I also need to add the network for Optimism. Let's go ahead and do that. Optimism, approve, switch, 77.43. So we can just go ahead and do the calculation real quick. Let's use calculator. Let me go back to Arbitrum. So we have 7081.62 minus 77 point, let's go ahead and do 45 just to have it quickly. So the only thing is that if you're using Sushi, it is actually quite expensive. That is the only thing that I really don't like. So we can focus on Target Finance, but at least just to have some more transaction and it actually shows that we're using various protocols, you can go ahead and add at least 1 or 2 transactions on Sushi. So now we have, it was, let's go ahead and check, $4.17. God damn, that was expensive. There we go. So we have the gas fees. Now it is actually showing up here. So I'm gonna do farming. So we have one transaction for $77.30, more or less. So now let's go ahead and do Target Finance. Target Finance. What I actually like to use is go to CoinMarketCap so I can get the website. Should be somewhere. Website, there we go. Target.finance, so at least I know that I'm on the right website. We're gonna be connecting our wallet. Let's go ahead and do that. Next. So we are on Arbitrum. Let me go ahead and switch to Optimism. So I can also show you the process. We're gonna go to transfer. Let's see what options we have. So we have ETH on Optimism. That is interesting. And I can receive it on, nice. So let's go ahead and do max. You will receive, so it is actually super inexpensive. Let's go ahead and do transfer. So from ETH, from Optimism to Arbitrum, I actually need to leave some for gas fees. My bad. Let's go ahead and do 58. I guess that should be enough. Let's see. Since the fee is only 14 cents, so you can see the differences, right? Go ahead and do confirm. And it is still ongoing. So $77.18. To be honest, it is super inexpensive in comparison to the other one, to Sushi. So let's go here. On Arbitrum, we still have to wait 1 minute. Let's go back here. We have $77.19. So we're gonna come here. Also, you don't have to do it, but I do like to track everything that I'm doing. Stargate. Last transaction, I don't need to add that. Comes automatically. Stargate is a bridge. And it was actually from Optimism, but we can change that later on. So we have 2. 8/24, 2023. I'm gonna use layer 0 also, 77.14, I think it was. And let's see if now we have our funds. There we go. So we have 90. So we had 14. 90 minus 14, I think it was, or 76. So more or less like $1. Of course, I'm just doing things quickly here just because we have a video. But of course, if you have time, make sure that you're actually tracking everything correctly. So I'm not farming Stargate Finance, I'm only farming layer 0. So now we have 2 transactions. It is also showing me the months transacted, the total volume, and the gas fees here. So now we actually have 2 transactions. We're good to go. Make sure that you come back to it and you continue to add more volume. So for example, we have Ethereum, we have BNB, Avalanche, Polygon, Metis. They have ZK Sync. Huh, that is interesting. That is interesting. Last time I checked, they didn't have ZK Sync. So let's see. Transfers from the selected network is not available. So from Arbitrum, it is not. Unfortunately. Let me double check that. So from Optimism, no, I'm not able to use ZK Sync. Let me see. So if I have ZK Sync, what are the options then? No. I need to send funds to ZK Sync, not outside of ZK Sync. Unfortunately, it is not showing up what I can use for ZK Sync. No. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and use another one. So we're going to be sending our funds to ZK Sync. Now, ZK Sync is probably, it is going to be my main focus, to be honest. Just because the amount of transaction that they have on ZK Sync is just crazy. So that is one that obviously I want to put in the biggest amount of transaction. So we're gonna go to Arbiter.finance. We're gonna be using Arbiter to send some funds there. There are many other options. You can actually use the main bridge, which I actually recommend using at least once or twice. If not, you can use Arbiter or a layer swap, which, by the way, Arbiter is tokenless. So that means you might also be receiving an airdrop from Arbiter. So we're gonna be connecting our wallet. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do next. Oops. No, I don't need to switch. I'm gonna do Arbitrum to ZK Sync. Where is ZK Sync? There we go, ZK Sync error. I'm gonna do max, send, confirm and send. Let's go ahead and send that bad boy. So let's double check how much I spent, $88.97. So that is the amount that I am sending. So the good thing is, again, Arbiter is tokenless. So I'm gonna click on farming. Let's do Arbiter. Bridge, it was Arbitrum, right? Arbitrum. So let's go ahead and add that information here. 8/24, 2023. ZK Sync 88 point, how much it was? 88 point something, 0.95. Perfect. Let me go ahead. Now we do have to add ZK Sync, so we're gonna go to Chainless. I don't remember, chainless.com, no, .org. So on Chainless, let's go ahead and connect our wallet. And I know this is a crazy amount of information, so that's why it is a video. You can come back to it, try to understand. And as usual, you can just drop in the comment section any question that you have. So we have ZK Sync error, add to MetaMask. Let's go ahead and approve, switch, and let's see if I have my funds on ZK Sync. There we go, $86.24. So from the last transaction, we sent 88.95 minus 86, and how much it was, 23.23, so $2.72, 2.72, and there we go. So basically now we are also farming Orbiter. So all the information is being added right here, and now we have ZK Sync. So it will be showing all the transactions that we're going to be taking on ZK Sync. Now on ZK Sync, even though I'm pretty sure that the airdrop on ZK Sync, it is going to be pretty huge, we also gonna be using some projects that are tokenless. So in case we receive the airdrop on ZK Sync, we can also receive some other airdrop, even though if it is like $100, $200, $300, it is still free money. So number one that I'm gonna be using is a project that I really like, which is othos.xyz. It is actually the cheapest one that you can use for swapping. So we're gonna click on start swapping right here. Let's go ahead and switch before I connect my wallet. I'm gonna click connect, MetaMask, then let's do next, connect, and let's see, ETH, perfect, USDC. So now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be swapping some of those to USDC. Let's see, I have how much? 86. So let's do $70. Let's do swap. Let's go ahead and confirm that. And even though it is showing $86 for the gas fees, you guys want to see that it is actually super cheap to swap on Othos in comparison to the others, even cheaper than SyncSwap. Let's see, as you can see here, 32 cents only. So 32 cents, not bad at all. So we're gonna come here, do the same. Farming, we have 4, we have Othos, we have ZK Sync, it is a DEX. Now let's go ahead and do that. So in the end, we can double check how much volume we have added. It was $70.31. Now, once you are on Othos, if you want to, you can continue to swap, but the best thing would be to actually wait 1 day or 2 days so you can come back to it and continue to add more transactions. Because in the end, if you just start swapping back and forth, it is actually doesn't look good, to be honest. So what we can also use is DerbDex. Let's go ahead and take a look, derbdex.com. Yes, it is derbdex.com. Go ahead and do that. So here, this project is also tokenless. So hey, we're gonna be participating for hopefully an airdrop here on ZK Sync. Let's go ahead and connect. Next, connect. And let's see, we have USDC. Let's switch, let's do max. Let's see the pricing to make sure that everything is correct. 41, so yes, that is actually the amount that I spent. Let's go ahead and do swap, max slippage, auto, perfect, everything looks good. Confirm. We do need to approve USDC. Just use $100, even though it is a little bit more, that's okay. We wait for a few seconds. And now we're gonna be swapping that USDC for ETH. To sign and confirm the swap. There we go. So let me go ahead and add that also right here. We're also farming it, right? DerbDex 5 8.4 2023 $70 also. Let me double check how much I spent on gas fees. Let's see, 39 cents. So not bad at all, not bad at all, but you can see that Othos is actually way cheaper than DerbDex. Now, there are some other projects that you can use if you want to continue to swap. The previous video that I shared, I think it was yesterday, I think I'm gonna be posting it up here so you have access to it, which I show basically some of the project or how you can filter to get some dexes, I don't know, projects that are tokenless on ZK Sync and on some other projects, on some other blockchains, basically. So you can watch the video and see how you can get some other projects. But here, to be honest, my focus is actually on Odos and Airdrops, just because they're quite inexpensive to use. So I can just continue to add more and more transactions, and it would be pretty inexpensive. So for example, if I take like 10 transactions on Odos, in the end, it is just like $3. So not bad, right? So now we have 2 transactions on ZK Sync plus the bridge. So let's go ahead and double check. So now I have a total volume of $228. And this is just for today with less than $100. So this is something that you can continue to do, continue to take over and over. So maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and you will make a lot of money. Again, as I said before, here we already have layer 0. We have ZK Sync. Next, we're going to be farming Zora, which you could be making at least $1,000, $2,000 per wallet. So that's another, let's say $2,000 on ZK Sync, $2,000 on layer 0, $2,000 on Zora. That is already $6,000, right? And that is on one wallet. If you have 5 wallets, that is already 30K. And we are not including Airdrops, Arbiter, what else we have? Odos. So there is a lot of small projects that you could be making at least $100, $200 on them as a bonus, right? So next one is actually Zora. We can also use Arbiter to send those funds. Let me double check if it is not available here on Stargate. No, it is not. So in that case, let's see if it gives me the option from ZK Sync to Zora. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna send some funds. To be honest, I don't need all of that. So how much is 0.1? That is like $18, I think. Yeah, that is more than enough to send to Zora. So we're gonna confirm that. And again, just for you to know, Zora is another project that is worth over $600 million. $600 million. So there is a lot of money to be made on that project. Let's go ahead and do Zora.co. That is the one. Then once we are here, the only thing actually that you need to do is just purchase some NFTs. So we're gonna be connecting our wallet real quick. MetaMask. And I already created, no, I don't want to switch. I actually need to switch to Zora. So let's go ahead and do chainless again. We're gonna look for Zora. Let's add it. Approve, switch. There we go. So now that we're on Zora, basically you can come here and do some purchases. So we should have our funds on Zora. Let's go ahead and double check that. Yep, there we go, $16. So what we're gonna do, again, the same process. We're gonna just come here and add the transaction. So we add Arbiter number 3, 8/24/2023. And we send it to Zora. This was ZK Sync. And I think it was like $18, and we spent maybe 1.5 on gas fees. Again, I'm just speculating the amount just because this video is already 24 minutes. So now, once we're here, what we're gonna do, I already have a, how do you call that? A collection here. So DGen farmers, let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. That's the only issue here. Let me see if I can pull it up. One moment. So there you go. This is a collection that I built on Zora. So basically you can mint one. I just added the minimum on Zora. So I'm gonna be minting one of these. Let's see, mint. We're gonna be confirming that transaction here real quick. Confirm. So in total, $3.46. Great. Let me change that to, is that a Zora? So here we're gonna do 6 Zora marketplace that is built on Zora. We're gonna do NFT. Then what is the number? 6. We have 6, 8, 24, 2023. It is Zora. 3.46 was the total amount. And there we go, minted. So now we have one on Zora. So basically you can do the same process. Just make sure that when you're minting, it actually shows that it is on Zora, because Zora you can actually mint on Ethereum, on Optimism, and many other options. But again, the end goal here is to actually be using the Zora blockchain, so we can receive an airdrop in the future. So that's why I'm gonna be adding the link for that collection. If you wanna mint one, it will cost you like $1 for $1.85, I think, for the NFT, and then the gas fees, so in total it would be like $3 something. So there we go. Now we are farming Zora. So we are basically, again, just for you to know, we are farming, let's go ahead and double check. We're farming Arbiter, we're farming Autos, we are farming Airdrops, we're farming Zora, which is the marketplace, so that one is already here. So we are also farming Layer 0, we are farming ZK Sync, and of course, which is Zora here. So my estimation, to be honest, I think we should be able to make more than $2,000 on Layer 0, depending on the amount of transactions that we are adding and our volume, of course. Then we have ZK Sync. It is of course the same. Just make sure that you're adding a crazy amount of transaction, a crazy amount of volume, bridging and using different projects. And then Zora, from time to time, come and purchase an NFT, even if it is a cheap NFT. So purchase one, try to sell it, and make sure that you're getting involved with it. So again, here, just from these 3 projects, I think we should be able to make at least $5,000. And that is not even including those projects like Arbiter, all those Airdrops, marketplace. This is the same one as Zora, right? So just on these 3, we could be able to make at least another extra $500. If you multiply that by 5, by the amount of wallets that we will be having, that is at least 2.5K. So 2.5K plus 5K here, that is 7.5K just from these projects right here, right? So 7.5K, multiply that by 5. How much money do we have? 7.5 by 5. That is $37,000. $37,000 just from this. And again, I am being very pessimistic with $2,000 for Layer 0, $2,000 for ZK Sync. I'm pretty sure if we continue to add more volume, we should be able to make way more than that. But lastly, what we're going to be farming is Starknet. Unfortunately, Starknet needs another wallet, so I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm going to show you what would be the process. You can come here to Arbiter also, so we can send your funds. So let's say we have funds on Arbitrum, and you want to send it to, where's that thing? Starknet. It will actually ask you to create a Argent X wallet or a Bravos wallet, so you need to connect them. So once you do that, it will basically take the funds from MetaMask, then send it to your Argent X wallet. Once it is there, you would have the option to start using many projects. And trust me, all of them are tokenless. All of these projects are tokenless. Let me just show you real quick what you can actually do to double check that. We go to DeFiLlama.com. We go to Airdrops right here. And we're gonna clear the filter. I'm gonna do Starknet. Oops. Let's do Starknet. So here we have ZK-Land, we have Protos Dex, we have StarkX, Nostra, MySwap, 10K Swap, Jedi Swap, and AVNU. The one that I've been using are actually AVNU, Jedi Swap, 10K Swap, and MySwap are actually the one that I've used in the past. So you can start using them and hopefully also receive an airdrop from them. And just for you to know, Starknet has a valuation of $8 billion. So Layer 0, ZK Sync are actually nothing in comparison to Starknet because they have a valuation of $8 billion. So probably that airdrop is also going to be super huge. But at the same time, if you're using all of these projects, hey, if you get $100 from AVNU, $100 from Jedi Swap, $100 from 10K Swap, $100 from MySwap, that is an extra $400, right, on your airdrop. So again, previously we said 7.5K. Now let's say 2.5K just from Starknet and all of these projects. How much we have? $10,000 per wallet. Multiply that by 5. How much is that? 50K. So there we go. So again, I'm just showing you the math. It is super easy to do. Of course, you're gonna have to add some volume. You're gonna have to play with it. You need to take some time to do it, like maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. And always make sure that you're not taking the same transaction on out of your wallets. That is, of course, but in the end, hey, from just using $500 or maybe $1,000, you can actually receive 50K. And I just showed you that it is super simple. It is achievable in the end. So just make sure that you are using it, tracking all your transactions so you know where you're standing. And in the end, hey, you are going to be making a crazy amount of money. So there you go. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, as usual, just drop it in the comment section. And if you find this content valuable enough, please share it with a friend, subscribe, like. Happy farming, guys. Bye-bye.